blow up your videos in 2025. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Robbins. I am the founder of FitApp, and in the past 12 months, I've generated over 200 million views for my clients, and I've personally edited over 2,000 videos in the last 12 months alone. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what makes a great thumbnail, how to apply some of the fundamentals and teachings that we can find from YouTube, and apply those over to Instagram. There are different rules from creating YouTube thumbnails to Instagram thumbnails, so I'm going to waste no time here and we're going to jump straight in. Alrighty guys, so where we're going to start is we're going to start with the king of YouTube himself, Mr. Beast. Now, if you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, he is a huge creator on YouTube. He has been around for a very, very long time, and he really sort of popularized the idea of putting effort into your thumbnails. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with, multiple design teams really sort of trying to figure out how these things work. So we can look to learn a lot from Mr. Beast and sort of what he does with his thumbnails, and then maybe try and apply some of these fundamentals back into our own thumbnails on Instagram. First of all, what you're going to see is he has little to no text, okay? And if he has text, it's either to show a figure, to show a comparison, or to, show a day or how much time has passed. It ultimately sort of is just there to kind of give context to what the video could be about. So the first thing you need to understand about YouTube thumbnails is basically you need to understand that thumbnails are going to take up the most screen space when you use YouTube, okay? So when you're on the home page, thumbnails are really going to be the thing that kind of draws your attention. So that's why these thumbnails are quite vibrant. They focus very heavily on emotion. So as you can see, I built 100 houses and gave them away, and it's Mr. Beast with this big fucking exaggerated wacky smile. Same thing here. In 10 minutes, this room will explode. It's him with these crazy, like, lit up eyes, like he's gonna fucking die or something. And that's pretty much, how that sort of works there, because, a big face, especially a recognizable face, is going to draw a lot of attention. Obviously, a lot of people know Mr. Beast, so he has very vibrant, standout thumbnails where the thumbnail does include him in the videos, even though majority of the videos he actually does, he's more of a host and he's not necessarily the contestant. So, for example, this one, survive 100 days in nuclear bunker, win 500,000. In this video, he's not even in the video, like he is, but he's more the host, okay? But he's using his face here to basically sell people on watching the video because it's recognizable. How you could use this in your own Instagram content is essentially, if you were going to be talking about a transformation for, Chris Hemsworth, for example. If you wanted to talk about Chris Hemsworth's physique, you wouldn't use a picture of yourself as a thumbnail because, you don't really have much relevance in the grand scheme of things. Whereas, with Chris Hemsworth, if you were to use, a picture of his physique, like looking ripped, well, that's automatically going to garner authority. It's going to garner attention because people, associate that with different things, different emotions, and different feelings. So that's going to be a much more powerful thumbnail over you just like using a picture of yourself, unfortunately. At this stage, you could be the next Mr. Beast, who knows? So the next thing you need to understand about YouTube is that because the thumbnails have no text, the first phase of basically operating on YouTube and sort of like getting involved and like giving your attention to something is going to be the thumbnail. The thumbnail is ultimately what's going to draw you into the video, okay? So for a good thumbnail, you want to sort of highlight the main point of what your video is going to be about. You can exaggerate it. Obviously, these thumbnails are extremely exaggerated. Half the time, he's not even in the video. He just uses himself to essentially sell you on watching the video. The second thing that's really, really important to understand is that this basically sets up an expectation. Okay, so this is your first expectation. Your first expectation is the thumbnail. Is the thumbnail going to be what's in the video? So immediately that kind of makes me go, oh, yeah, maybe. And then what happens is right after I see the thumbnail, I'm going to read what? I'm going to read the title. So $1 versus $500,000 experiences. Okay, so this is a second. And what does this also do? This also sets up an expectation. So Basically, how that works is if I were to click on this video now, the first 3 seconds are going to be reaffirming the most exciting point of the video, or it's going to be giving more context to the thumbnail. So it's going to be reaffirming the thumbnail, the title, and essentially it's going to set up expectations further. So not only is your interest peaked, but now you're also sure that the video is what you want it to be and what you think it's going to be. So this tells you a really, really, a crucial thing is that you want your thumbnails to show a part of the video that you're obviously going to be talking about. The title also needs to be another form of relevance to what the video actually is. So these are essentially two setup points. So one, you're setting up my expectation of what the video is with creating a thumbnail. Two, the title also then creates an expectation or further creates the expectation. And then three is you click on the video and it's what you want, dopamine hit, because essentially what it's doing is it's creating this sort of intrigue. Like, is this video actually going to be about this? You click on it and you get that dopamine hit because within the first 3 seconds, it is essentially showing you that your expectation is true. So pretty much all of these videos here, right? I mean, age 1 to 100, decide who wins 250,000. Again, look at this shit. I mean, this is some fucking crazy shit. I mean, this is some VFX work here. But again, you can see 100 people behind you. You can see a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and slowly they're getting older, and then he's got some dude in a wheelchair at the end. This guy's crazy, all right? So, but again, this set up my expectations. The thumbnail set my expectations. Where is it? The thumbnail set my expectations. The title further set up my expectations. And then 3, I immediately got my first payoff just by clicking on the video. Gives me that dopamine hit because what I thought the video was going to be, it's what it actually is. And now I'm hooked. So essentially that's how, YouTube thumbnails work. Now, Instagram is very, very different. Why? Because when we come over to Instagram, what do you immediately see? Or what do you not see? You don't see a title. At least not in the same way that YouTube uses titles and YouTube uses thumbnails. So Instagram thumbnails have to what? They have to bake the title into the video. So as you can see here, why are you not posting more videos? If I click on this, what's it going to show me? Why are you not posting more videos? Immediately the thumbnail pays off because, again, it sets up my expectations. I click on it. That's what I wanted to watch. So that's what I'm watching now. And you can really, really see this, used in like quite high performing videos. So never upload videos, blah, blah, blah. Again, here it shows it. So these are examples of thumbnails that are baked in. So as you can see, how to build a personal brand in 2025. I don't know if you catched it there, but at the very, very millisecond, 1 second, like one fucking frame, he had the cover photo set in there. So that's pretty much what you can do. So, if you're using Canva or CapCut, or if you're using Premiere Pro, you can essentially make the thumbnail in Canva and then go into CapCut first 1 second, just have that like little frame that you want to use for the cover photo and just put it in there, just bake it, put it into the video. When I say bake it, what I mean is like you're putting it into the video. It's not a separate thing. Like it's not a separate cover photo, if that makes sense. So essentially with your fitness content, what you want to be doing is if your video is about like, how to add 2 inches to your biceps, what would your thumbnail be? Well, your thumbnail would probably be someone's biceps with, it could have like a measuring tape around them. It could have like a highlight or, something like that, if that makes sense. I'm going to show you Eugene Teo. He has a outlier video and I wanted to kind of explain why it's such an outlier video and why the thumbnail is actually what caused it to really, really explode. So straight away, you see this video here, okay? This video has 19.2 million views. Nothing to sneeze at, especially on Instagram. TikTok, these views are kind of common, but for Instagram, not really so much unless, like you're one of the fucking Jenners or something like that. Why is this thumbnail so powerful? Well, let's break down the elements. So number one, we see the text straight away because it's contrasted, okay? So he's using contrast. So he's got make you blind in yellow against black, contrast. Then what he's got his shades on. His shades, again, blacked out like a blind person would have. And that's contrasted against white skin. And then the next thing is a very recognizable element. So again, kind of like the example that I gave with Chris Hemsworth, he's giving it with a product that, you know, everyone drinks, like everyone has, you know, everyone likes Coke. It's a very recognizable product. It's a very recognizable brand. And then again, he's got it contrasted against his black shirt. Okay. So essentially this title conveys the message of the video without essentially giving it all away. So again, makes you blind. This gesture is essentially highlighting that, you know, his fingertips basically point to his glasses. His glasses are indicating that, you know, he's blind. And then Coke. So Coke makes you blind. Now, the reason why I know this video is an outlier and not because the hook's good is because if you actually watch the video, the hook is fucking shit. The hook is absolutely terrible. I can nearly guarantee that this video would have done better if he would have started the video with something like, here's how Coke will make you blind in the next 30 years, or, you know, something like that, okay? The video would have done a lot better if he had started with a stronger hook, but instead his hook is kind of irrelevant to the title that he's set up. So the expectation is immediately broken. You know, I have to further engage and further watch the video in order to see if it kind of hits that, if that makes sense. Again, the thumbnail is setting up the expectation of what the video is. And then just make sure that if you set up an expectation that you fulfill it within the first 3 seconds, okay? You don't have to give away the entire video or put all your best stuff first, but it is very, very much recommended that you address what the context of the video is going to be about to just immediately fulfill that first like little payoff. Okay, next thing you want is you want strong emotional triggers. So like here, again, he's looking blind, all right? So you can be a little bit more exaggerated with, you know, your facial expressions if you're going to be doing sort of a close-up like this, which I would recommend, especially if it's a talking point. You know, you want to be giving like context to the video or your thoughts or how you feel on the video just with, you know, strong expressions. Next is you want vibrant colors, you want color contrast. So, you know, just make sure that you put like vibrant saturated colors against dark things. You know, you can also use Canva or Photoshop to essentially darken the background and, you know, highlight certain elements with your thumbnails just to make them stand out and make them pop. Use minimal wording, minimal text. You know, you don't need to go overboard and put massive fucking all this shit on there, okay? As you can see, these videos tanked, or, you know, compared to his other videos. The video I'm talking about is right here. Because again, this is just a lot for people to read, and you need to understand that Instagram is a very low intent platform. You don't want people taking too long to try and understand or get the context of the video. You just basically want to spoon feed it to them in the easiest way possible. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, you can check out my website, www.fittergrowth.com. I do end-to-end consulting, and basically what I do is I help fitness coaches like yourself build incredible businesses through the use of systems and content. So every fortnight we'll sit down, we'll go through your content, we'll see what you can be doing better, what you can improve on. I'll give you recommendations, I'll go through your scripts with you, I'll teach you how to write better scripts. And then not only that, but because you'll be getting a ton of new traffic coming to your page daily, we need to have a good system in place. So that's where I will give you a sales funnel that will pretty much streamline the entire process from when a viewer watches your video to when a viewer clicks on your page to then when you build authority over time and then they're ready to make that purchase. We basically use a battle-tested sales page to get them to pull the trigger and become your client. And then it is up to you to provide incredible service. So there it is, guys. If you guys are not using thumbnails, make sure that you guys are definitely starting to use them. You know, reference back to this video. Not only that, but understand that, you know, these small changes, even though a thumbnail might only yield, you know, 5 to 10% more viewers, it doesn't really matter because on a long enough time horizon, think about what an extra 10,000 views per day could look like, over a year's time. How many more views that could be? That could be 200,000, that could be a million more views that you guys get simply because you just spent 10 to 15 minutes just crafting a thumbnail for your video. And if you guys are not using paid ads, you need to be taking organic more seriously. I don't see this taken seriously enough. And it's why so many fitness coaches, they're just so linear. It's because they don't move the needle. They just follow suit, be different, and put more effort in. Organic is your main source of traffic and it will become your main source of income. So this is very, very important stuff. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a lot. Peace.